For some reason, some people seem to feel that when you begin to use social networking like Facebook, you automatically become addicted to it and cannot stop using it. Or at least this is how Elizabeth Cohen, CNN senior medical correspondent, feels in her article, Clues That You Are Addicted to Facebook. I would say that this is not true. I believe that when it comes to things like Facebook, we do have a choice to use it or not. We do have control over it, as long as we use it in moderation. But it's when you do not use it in moderation and overuse it that you begin to lose control and do not have the choice anymore, and we become somewhat of an addict. We live in a free society that allows us to exercise moderation, and the subject of Facebook is really just another area to practice just that. In M.T. Anderson's book, Feed, people have a chip in their brain called the feed, which is like a direct link up to the internet. When they are in the hospital, the feed goes down, and it is during this time that the character, Titus, looks at a painting. All I could do was just sit there and look at that goddamn painting. It was so strange and so stupid because there was nobody in the boat, but there was no one in the boat to just sit there and look at the horizon. Page 49. This quote shows that because of the feed, he didn't have the creativity to be able to appreciate the painting for what it really was and just being a piece of art, but instead thought that it was stupid. M.T. Anderson would say that this is a good example of how it limits creativity, but I would disagree because it's unrealistic, since unlike kids and feed, we have the choice to say no to the internet. A study actually shows that people who are consistently using things like the internet and social networking are actually more likely to be depressed and lonely because of it. This may be true, but the article Internet Use Linked to Decline in Mental Well-Being by Amy Harmon states that these people are using it constantly. If they were moderating themselves and not overusing things like Facebook, but instead using it for what it was really useful for, there wouldn't be a problem. Facebook isn't always seen for its actual benefits. When I go onto Facebook, I'm not using it to hit on girls or to post glamour shots of myself shirtless in a bathroom like most of the insecure people on Facebook do. I use it to help me communicate and correspond with people. I use it to help with my homework and get help from my peers for school. But primarily I use it to talk to my sister Cara, who at the time is actually studying all the way around the world in France. I could call her, which could cost hundreds of dollars, but why should I when I could talk to her on Facebook and it wouldn't cost me a penny? Yes, you could argue that FaceTime is healthier, which I would completely agree with, but it's hard to achieve this when it's 8 o'clock or later at night and you can't exactly go out to see someone, or the person that you're trying to reach isn't exactly in an easy location to get to, like France. I would agree that face-to-face time is incredibly important, and it goes hand in hand with my whole theory of using the internet and social networking in moderation. I'm saying that when it's possible, go out and see that person instead of texting them. But when the circumstances don't allow that possibility, then Facebook can be a solution. But I'm not saying that you should use Facebook all the time for communication. But it's because when you begin to stop using moderation, you begin to develop an addiction that's almost impossible to break. And this isn't just true with Facebook, it's true with everything. In an article called Moderation is the Key to Life, it talks about how if we eat too much, we get fat. But if we eat too little, we suffer the consequences of malnutrition. I believe moderation can carry you through life without any problems. Moderation, then, is the key to life. It is the way to live our lives the way that it should have been lived. So why can't we use Facebook like this? And never fall under its spell, but still enjoy it at the same time? I know I can, but the question is, can you? Famous author Mark Twain once said, "Everything in moderation, even moderation."